Oh shit, that's my fault. Sorry about that.
That's Salak, everybody.
Oh, Salak. No, that was all me. That was all me. Epic fail. Once again, this is goddamn Killer B fucking up shit.
We got it, man.
Damn Wish Fighter General. You know, we sorry about that. I guess you guys didn't hear nothing that good conversation. Alon he was going on and on. I guess we're gonna have to start it over. But sorry about that, guys. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Tonight we got Brother Alon Rubinite, Brother Lamont on here. Tonight we're just freestyling, doing some random topics, some free speech, whatever you guys want to talk about. You know, you can just do about that.
That's like everybody.
Oh shit! Now I got feedback. No, that was all me. That was all me. Epic fit. All right, here we go. Thank you, Amber.
Thank you, miss.
Tonight we got our lovely moderator Amber in the building. Yeah. So, what we were talking about before we discovered that I didn't have the volume up, so you guys couldn't hear. We were talking about the difference in racism in different parts of the country. It'd be cool if you guys could chime in on that in the chat or any of your viewers and stuff. Shoot me a message. What's it like in your part of the country and stuff with racism, or if you're in another country even? Brother Alon was just going over with us and stuff how the racism is like very running pretty strong and stuff. It's still in the southern part, the southern east part of the United States. Where I was telling like where places like in Connecticut and stuff, a lot of the racism is hidden in certain areas. New York City, it has a certain type of racism, but people pretty much stick to their own people. Where like here, it's kind of really mixed up, so the racism isn't in your face as much as you would see in the South. But then again, you got other northern places like Boston, where there's certain areas where black people don't go. Like, they just don't go there because of it. So we're just going to talk about that or anything else you guys want to, like, talk about and stuff. But, yeah, Lamont, if you, Lamont and Alon, if you guys want to chime in on that.
Just recap, what I said, before we discovered there was no sound. To add on to that, I had a person tell me once that, the most dangerous form of racism is silent racism. Like, Brother Yagaz said, like up there where he's from, the racism is not so much in your face. That's the most dangerous kind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, but especially in the Southeast Peninsula of Hampton Roads, it's still, ever since, Trump came in office, it's been more, prevalent now. They're getting a lot bolder now because, first of all, I'm in Newport News, and they're gentrifying Newport News. For the longest time, Newport News, especially in the East End section of the city, it's been a majority, Jake area, blacks. And at one point, before I was born during the 50s and 60s, it was pretty much like Black Wall Street, black business everywhere, black banks, black movie theaters, black restaurants, black clothing shops, all black everything, all black owned, right? But when Martin Luther King got assassinated, our people went ham, tore up everything, started riots. And Newport News hasn't been the same since then. It's been in shambles. And it's not really many opportunities in the city like talking about. So what Esau does is what opportunities that are available, they use those things as bargaining chips, and they will do certain things like, split up the black household, with the whole WIC program and welfare and SSI, they will like, have, brothers, work twice as hard to try to get a job or to try to get a career to feed their family than the so-called black woman. You understand? So basically, what they is, they try to keep our people in as much as in the base form as they possibly can, and this is where you get crime from. You know, before the early 2000s, it really wasn't no gangs out here. Really wasn't no gang activity. The gang activity really didn't start until like the early 2000s, mid 2000s. There's a saying that we got around here in Newport News, man. G Unit made the crime rate go up in Newport News. You understand? With the whole gang banging culture, brothers coming from New York, brothers coming from the Midwest.
I witnessed that in around the early 90s, like 92, 93. Where I was from, there was no gang activity at all. In the really like bad urban areas, they had like crews and stuff but it wasn't gangs like Crips and Bloods and stuff. NWA came out, that started the whole vibe of it, like, you know what I mean, the vibration of it. And by the time we got into high school, and I saw it, I thought it was the most ridiculous thing ever. Like, I was like, dude, we were like all friends like last year. And now these people coming in from somewhere else and splitting this all up and got us fighting each other, shooting each other. Like, it was just stupid.
And it's all by design, because before the Bloods and the Crips and MS-13s all came up here, everybody was representing, the street, the block they came from. You know what I'm saying? You had cats like, hey, yo, I represent the triple threes. You know what I'm saying? 30-30 Chestnut. Or you had people say, man, I represent the courts. You know what I'm saying? Martial courts. Or, I represent the lawns. You know what I'm saying? You had everybody representing a hood or a block that they live.
Yeah.
But, when, the early 2000s came around, everybody was listening to G Unit, Dipset, Young Bloods, and all these different, gang-oriented rap groups. And now, you had these people coming from out of town, from God who knows where. Now, oh, I'm a Crip. Oh, I'm a Blood. Oh, I'm Latin King, or whatever. And and I really think it was by design, to keep black people from getting back to what they were supposed to be, which is independent. Not dependent on their oppressor.
Right. Correct. One thing too, I see, like you mentioned it earlier, about like SSI and like WIC and stuff like that. There was something someone told me recently too. Like people with, it's not with SSI. It's another thing. It's like SSI for people that don't like work and stuff, like that don't really have a long work history. They will give you the money, but the money has to be returned back to them one way or another. So, like, if you get a lawsuit or something like that, they're taking that money that they gave you. Like, all the money that they gave you for all that time, they're getting it back. You get an inheritance or something like that, they're taking it.
Okay.
I know a brother that was incarcerated. I think he was incarcerated for like 12 years or something like that. And his mother died before he got out. And I believe he had like $90,000 or something like that, or like in assets or whatever. And he ended up with like $3,000.
Wow.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was like $2,500.
That's how they get you, man.
Yeah. And
I
also know another person too that their parent died, and all the money that they had, they took, and they had to do some kind of program or whatever to even afford to bury him. So, like, yeah, all the brothers and stuff like that, be careful with that. People talk about it like it's, like some of these things, they make it easy to get. That's what's so damaging with it. It's so easy to get. Like, you can have anything like wrong with you and stuff, and you can get these benefits. And that's the thing that we were talking about before too, with the whole Civil Rights Act and like all that stuff. How a lot of the other so-called minorities in America and stuff, they clung on to stuff, and they're getting the benefits instead of us getting the benefits. what the thing was intended for.
Right.
It was pretty much like a trick. Well, not, I wouldn't say like a trick, but people knew how to take advantage of it more than we could have. Like, you know what I mean? Like the services or whatever and stuff like that was meant to help us. A lot of those things people took advantage of, knowing things that we didn't know, and prospered like greatly from it. Yeah, Lamont, like just chime in on that. The stuff we're talking about here. Like, what's it like on the West Coast?
Okay, well, at the West Coast, it was very the gang influence was very heavy over here, because after the Black Panther stuff, they had the prison system. Like county jail is where they pretty much it all festered from. Now, once the prison system was inundated with gangbanging, it kind of flattered out into the streets in like South Los Angeles in the early 90s and shit, like late 80s, early 90s. Late 80s was a time where like Freeway Rick Ross was out there, and then the whole funding behind the gang violence was the drug money. So it was just all around, all bad. Like, you know, you have this division within the community between hoods, blue rags, red rags, and stuff like that. And then it also influenced the San Fernando Valley. The San Fernando Valley is outside of like the Los Angeles district of like where it was gang affiliated was heavy. Gang affiliation was very heavy in the southern part of Los Angeles, but the northwest or San Fernando Valley, there was really not that much going on. So a lot of these kids, they went to these suburban high schools in the 90s. And they were called opportunity transfers because the schools in inner cities were so damn bad. Like there was gang violence. People, they had shootings at the schools. So some of these parents would opt out to like sending their kids out to the San Fernando Valley. So the kids would have to wake up like around 5 a.m. to catch the bus to make it out to like Woodland Hills or something like that. So when I was growing up, I was dealing with like 22-year-olds or 21-year-olds that would come on campus and try to fuck with us. I was like 15 or 14 at the time. And so I was just in the middle of all that. And then where the gangs in the valley were actually more scary because they were trying to prove something, because you know they don't really come from that background of where their family is affiliated with gang shit. They just want to portray that image.
Yeah. So
it was a little bit like, it was even more scary, you know. Whereas OGs in the hood, they kind of didn't have much to prove after they've been through a lot already.
Right.
But the young cats who you're trying to show improve and impress people, they were actually more dangerous than the actual real OGs.
That's the way it was out here. It was a lot like that where I'm from. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, like there were a couple brawls at the high school and stuff. There was one shooting and shit. You know, I wasn't involved in it at all. But it was kind of like you couldn't get away from it, you know. No matter where you went, at some point somebody's gonna bang on you, and you know at that point you gotta be like, well, you know, it's fight or flight at that moment. So then it started dying down. Gangbanging started dying down around, I would say, like 2000s. Like 2000s, people like I ran into a lot of dudes from the hood, like, and they were just trying to, you know, go to work, and you know, pay rent and stuff. So it kind of went away, You know, people still just started doing regular shit out here.
Reality set in on a lot of them. That wasn't really like,
Yeah. There was still gang activity in the real, like the deep hood and shit. But as far as the San Fernando Valley, it started getting better. But that's interesting. In New York, it started popping off because of G Unit.
I can believe that.
Oh, that's interesting because
that's what pretty much started. Like NWA is like what started out here. Yo, it's crazy.
Yeah,
like, it was just weird. Like,
a lot of these people portray something that they weren't, and that was kind of like this whole thing, like wearing a khaki suit, wearing the rags and stuff. Right. It's kind of like an outfit for notoriety or reputation, but it's all bull. Like the same niggas that go to church, you know, like their homie dies and then they go to church, and then the church gets shot up, and I'm like,
yeah,
like, you know, that's kind of like looking at all of that, and then looking at certain aspects of my belief system now. You know, that's why I'm Torah based Tanakh only. Just looking at those situations and like, how does that coincide with reality? Like, you know.
Right, man. Like, I understand, man. I went to a funeral. It got shot up.
Right.
That's just how bad the violence in Newport News got bad out here.
That happens out here too now. It's happening a lot out here now. Where any shooting death, every funeral and wake has to have police presence.
Right.
And like they sit on all four corners of the funeral home. Like during the wake or the funeral or whatever. Like there's always mad cops now. Like it's mandatory. Like they have to have police officers there on post. Yeah. They even got to the part where the mayor went to go see somebody and they shot the house up while the mayor was inside. The mayor was visiting one of the victims. Shot the people. Wow. But yeah, man. One thing too, like with the whole NWA thing, when it came out, there was this lady that spoke against free speech. Spoke for censorship. Excuse me. She spoke for censorship, and she got a lot of like flack from people and stuff like that. Oh, there shouldn't be any censorship. But now I look back on it, and I was like, I totally see where this lady was coming from, and I gotta look that up and find her name out.
You talking about Dolores Tucker?
That might be her. Her.
Yeah, Dolores C. Tucker. Yeah, she was the one that Tupac blasted on while he was alive, when he was still doing the whole thug life movement thing.
Yeah,
he was doing in the early '90s before he went to death row and did the whole West Side banging and all that.
Right. Yeah, that was her name. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, man. People gotta understand that all that gang banging shit was by design, man.
Yeah.
You know, even as somebody who didn't, you know, come from those inner cities, like I got family who live in the Bay Area in Oakland, and they would tell you, the whole gang banging culture, the blood and the Crip, you know, the colors, you know, came up northern Cali fast. And, you know, at one point in time, they wasn't even really trying to deal with that on that level. But, you know, it came a time where lines was drawn, and, you know, cats had to pick sides in order to survive. Like, because in Northern Cal, especially in the Oakland area, you know, you had individual drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever had the best dope was selling the most dope had the most power in the city.
Oh, wait, you were from the West Coast, right? You lived on the West Coast, I believe you said, right?
Yeah, I lived on the West Coast for a little bit, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I know you
So you had, you know, whoever had the best dope in the city, they had the most power. They had the most weight. Gang banging cut all that shit out. Because the Bloods and Crips was like, nigga, we don't care how much dope or how good your dope is. You gonna pay the toll, nigga. And that's how they felt. So a whole lot of these so-called drug kingpins, you know, had to start doing what the Chicagoans did. it had to start buying off police and judges for protection. You know? And then eventually, after that, after a while, you start seeing the Asian gangs taking over. You know what I'm saying? The Yakuza, the Triad. You know what I'm saying? And now you got Asian Crips and Asian Bloods in the Bay Area. You understand?
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know, the Latino gangs, you know, the Hispanic gangs, they all always been around in California since time immemorial, you know? So it's like, you know, all of this was set up by design to keep Jake in a savage mentality type state, you know, to have them to think that, you know, there's nothing better. You know, like Lamont said, there's nowhere in the Tanakh that says we should be doing this, man.
Right. Let me greet the chat here real quick. Got William Grit, Shamayan, Kumbot 5000. He said drop. He said play that Judah Nasty track. Yeah, we might get to one later. We might get one. Hang on, we might get to one tonight. Stick with us. Yem said the median black wealth in Boston is $8. Wow. Then we got, he says, white women are the #1 beneficiaries to affirmative action. I can see that. I can see how that happens. We got the damn MVP up in here. Andreas Harris. Mr. Chris Harris. Man. Yeah, bro. You want to get in here? Get on that dude? I got to see part of a video of him earlier, bro. Like, he's a strange guy. So, but yeah, we're going to get on him. I can start the fire and stuff for that. Got some good burning wood. Yeah, so, G-Monkey and the bicycle. All right, they like that damn monkey. All right, I get the monkey for y'all for a second. But, yeah, man. I was looking at this thing also in the news today. Hold on, let me get this monkey for you guys. They get me. That monkey is funny. Until I get in a bad mood, I watch that monkey. I'm all set. All right, there he goes.
Yeah, monkey on the bicycle.
Was when he look over his shoulder too, like, oh shit. Oh, Judah Nazareth. Yeah, so guys, I was looking at this article today. Damn, why I want to click on it? Oh, okay, I know why. There was a kid that he faked a kidnapping to get $130 from his mother.
I remember that.
Yup. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I heard about that on the Breakfast Club the other day, man. That was hilarious.
Yeah, man. $130, man. He faked his own. What's his name? Emmanuel Franklin, 19 years from South Carolina. Allegedly faked his own kidnapping in an attempt to extort $130 in ransom money from his mother. He is now facing charges of blackmail and extortion. It was crazy. He had his boys with him, helping him do it. So it was 2 other people, I believe. So, damn. So they got to go $130 3 ways.
I've heard about kidnappings and ransom holds before. I may hear 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. I ain't even heard $1 million before. You know what I'm saying? I heard of kidnappings for the price was $2,500. I've never heard of a kidnapping for a ransom of $130 ever. That in itself should tell you something don't sound right. Wait a minute. I was gonna kidnap you for 130 days.
Well, the thing is, I seen some disturbing footage on YouTube about kidnapping and organ harvesting and human trafficking.
Right.
Wow.
So I think that right now with this, you can feel it in the air, all the racial tension, the the Illuminati occult type in Super Bowl and mainstream media and all the normalization of the weed. So as of right now, it just looks as though it's heading in a certain direction, you know. No, but I agree 100%. As far as just protect yourself out there. You know, people are getting desperate. They're harvesting fucking human body parts. It's, you know, it's not enough that they have, you know, have us paying taxes and they have us going through slavery, but it's like you want our body parts too, like.
Hey, somebody get that Ezekiel the 35th chapter, man. It tells you Esau, you know what I'm saying, he has a perpetual hatred against the children of Israel. That's why he kicks us while he's down. He's kicking us down when our calamity and our transgressions is supposed to be at an end. We're in a stage now where we're coming back to the Most High, where we're you know, acknowledging, you know, our sins and thinking ourselves in the one who's carrying captives and trying to repent, trying to make a change. And Esau is trying to prevent that from happening.
Well, I'll get it. I got it right here. Start at 35, Ezekiel 35. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, which is Esau, and prophecy against it, and say unto it, Thus says the Lord, a power, God, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. And because thou hast a perpetual hatred, and hast shed blood of the children of Israel. That's exactly what they did. That perpetual hatred. They hated us from the jump. Right from the beginning, they hated us. By the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and in the time of their iniquity had an end.
And that's why, you know what I'm saying, everybody keeps saying, no, that's not horrid, Edomite, blah. No, forget all that, forget all that, Sari, forget all that, man. I'm banging on Esau every chance I get, just like tonight. This one Edomite got out of line with a sister in our congregation. I put boots to ass on that crack. And I don't regret one bit of it. You disrespect my people for no reason, you got to get that work. That goes to any Edomite. I don't care where you from.
Therefore, as I live, says the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passes out and him that returneth. And I will find the mountains with his slain men, and the hills and thy valleys, and in thy rivers, and they shall fall by the slaying of the sword. That's it. Yeah.
That's right.
I got another.
Coming to a theater near you.
Alana Rubinite. Holding the machete tonight. Holding the machete down. All right. We can get into this other article that I see. On you guys familiar with Dr. Claude Anderson?
No.
Oh, okay. How about you, Alon? You heard of it because he's from Virginia, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
When he was talking, love him and hate him. Some people got some different views and stuff about him and stuff. But he has this article here, and he's saying the whole immigration thing is going to hurt Black Americans severely from it. I guess with like the space, with economics, because like when they get here, they're not gonna go live in Beverly Hills, or like what I mean. They're not gonna go move to the Hamptons or nothing. You know what I mean? They're gonna be where the majority are blacks in urban areas. That's where they're gonna wind up, and push blacks out. There's gonna be like higher rates of rent and stuff like that. A lot of that is going on out here now. they're cleaning up inner cities, and they're raising all the rents. They're buying up all the properties, eminent domain. Um, the cost of living is just going up and up and up. And what it does is pushes the people to different parts of the state. Like, it's the worst areas that it pushes them to. Like now, where they're trying to push them, the water is all. A lot of the buildings and stuff, they still run off of well water. The water is contaminated. There was a very big industrial area at one time during the World Wars and stuff like that, with gun manufacturing and stuff. So a lot of like toxins and all types of stuff are in the water. Our waters and rivers and stuff are like really bad and stuff here, too, because of it. Okay. All right, I got you. It's a shame, but it's happening. One of the things he says, let me go back to it here. With the economics, it says in comparative and proportional terms, native blacks remain where they were following the Civil War, fixed at the bottom with the least wealth and income. It's like Brother Yum just put in the chat, said like our worth was like $8. The stranger with the he's in China. Yeah, Bill. I guess they have Arbage in parks for years. Yeah, so anybody in the chat want to come in, just let me know. Just drop your email in the chat. I'll ask you on that. Yeah, let me finish this up. The economic restraining impact that immigration has on Black Americans is quantifiable. For every 10% increase in the number of immigrants entering the nation, the annual income of Black Americans is reduced by 0.3%. As an example, in 1950s, blacks had an earning ratio of 56 cents to every dollar earned by whites. As a result of the 1960s Black Civil Rights Movement, black earnings ratio went up to 66 cents compared to the white dollar. However, between 1970 and 1990, there was a 300% increase in the number of Hispanics, Asians, Arabs, and Arab immigrants. The ratio of black earnings to whites dropped from 66 cents back to 57 cents. The 9-point economic gain of the Black Civil Rights Movement was wiped out by 300% increase in immigrant that occurred between 1970 and 1990. Yeah, so like you see here, a lot of chain businesses and stuff like that are in urban areas where it's predominantly black neighborhoods and stuff. You don't see black people working there. And I don't really believe that it's not because they don't want to work or not looking for jobs. Because, I don't know any other part of the country, but I only can speak for like where I live, the areas where I live at. And you see like a lot of fast food chains, it's usually the same type of ethnic group. And you see that with blacks too. The ones that blacks are, well, you used to see that a lot more. These days it's mostly like South Americans, people from places like Puerto Rico and stuff like that, that are in these chain restaurants or clothing stores and stuff like that. Our moderator Amber says the secret to selling to a Negro. Have y'all seen that? Is that one of Dr. Anderson's videos? Brother Yum says Dr. Anderson states we've been stuck in 0.5% of the total U.S. wealth since being released from chattel slavery. Wow. That's something. Brother Lamont, you have something to add to that? You still there, bro?
Oh, I'm here, man. I apologize. I was dozing off, man.
You got to sleep, man. Just get to sleep. Don't let me
Yeah.
pick you up.
I'm gonna check out. I gotta go to work early tonight.
Right on.
But yeah, shalom, man.
Yeah, shalom, brother.
All right, I'll talk to you.
Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it.
No worries. Shalom.
Yep. Yeah, everybody. So let's get out of here. Yeah, got an empty panel right here. So anybody want to come in? Hey, William, want to come in? Yeah. Chris Harris, where you at? Let me continue on too. He also talks about affirmative action in the public policies. He says affirmative action programs were originally intended to be corrective actions for the handicapping conditions and injustices imposed by law on 22 generations of Black Americans. Public policies that ignore the exceptional history of the equate to the newly arriving immigrants to Native Black Americans, compounds the racial injustices embedded in the U.S. Constitution and subsequent laws. There is no constitutional mandate to provide benefits to immigrants over Native Blacks. Huh. Victor Hugo Green. I'm not familiar. I looked that up now. Here, oh yeah, you're right. I could just put the link in the chat. Absolutely right. Tripping tonight. Tripping. Okay. Got Willie Grits coming up in here. All right. Peckerwood Joey the Cave Hunter returns niggas. Oh, come on, man. Come on. No, that's the other white boy. It's the other white boy. He's at Judah Nazareth's house. You ain't here, Bill?
Shalom, Salak, yeah.
Salam, all right. Right on.
I had to hop off for a minute and plug my phone up. My other charger won't work.
Yeah, so the link's in the chat, y'all. Slap that link. Come on in. Peckerwood Joey the Cave Hunter returns, niggas. Unbelievable. Oh, man. Yeah, Lon, I was still talking about that Dr. Anderson thing. Yeah, it's the thing that we just can't, how we're being overlooked. It's not like we're being overlooked. It's like we're not educated in how a lot of things work, I believe it is. Yeah, like certain things, like, say like how you knew somebody, like growing up or whatever, you knew somebody that worked somewhere, and they would give you the lowdown on how things work or what to do when you go in there and do your business. Like, they'll give you a heads up. Right. Another thing I see, too, when a lot of Black people go for employment, they don't know how to actually sell their self. That's what you're doing. Like, you're signing up to be a servant. That's what it is. They don't...
Right.
You have to be, like, where other groups will go in for employment and stuff. They have things in place. They already know what their worth is. They will, know what I mean? They will tell them this is how much I want. You know what I mean? Where the majority of our people will go for a job, say like a regular, like 9 to 5 at a department store, like grocery store or whatever, like, you know what I mean? Local restaurant or something, where they had an application you would fill out and it asked you how much do you want. Most people would leave it blank.
Right.
And then you got an interview and you're like, hey, how much you want? Well, man, I just need a job. They're like, all right, minimum wage. And then they have you doing management jobs and stuff and not getting paid management money.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get away with a lot of the stuff. And they'll give you positions and stuff without the title.
And it's all a part of the process.
Yeah.
The conditioning for our people to think it's normal to think that they're less than what is expected. Our people have to learn how to gain a confidence or regain in their ability and in their craft or whatever it is that they do for a living.
Right.
To demand, to be paid what they're worth.
Right.
Versus in taking whatever is available.
Yeah. That's how it goes. All right, when you got the link, you should have it. I just sent it to you. Yeah, I don't know why that link doesn't work all the time. It works for some people and it doesn't work for others. I really haven't figured that out. Yeah, Judah does look like he plays Dungeons and Dragons. He's definitely like a Dungeons and Dragons guy. A lot. You know about Dungeons and Dragons?
You said what, brother?
Yeah, you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons? You might be a little young for that.
Say one time you spoke fast. I'm sorry.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, I used to play it all the time in Job Corps.
Oh, okay.
Years
right.
ago.
Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons. Come on.
Yeah, I used to be Dungeon Master. Yeah, I used to be Dungeon Master. I used to be in the game, all that shit.
I never understood it. I never understood it as a kid. Like, my best friend was, like, really into it. Like, his dad was, like, mad into it. The dude would, like, draw maps and, like, all types of, like, crazy stuff. Like, I was like, well, that's I just want to play a game. I'm not trying to do all this. Yeah, they were really into it.
It's one of those role-playing strategic games where you have to use your imagination.
Yeah.
And it requires a little bit of math and critical thinking here and there.
Yeah. It is good. I would definitely say it's good for a kid's brain, like, growing up and stuff like that. To be able to think and, like, you know what I mean? Like, reason and stuff like that. That's one thing I didn't get out of it until I was, like, older. Like, the RPG games and stuff, like, you play on the computer, it's the same thing. It was basically, like, the same thing before the video games. But it was just all, like, you know what I mean, in your head or on, like, a notebook or whatever. Yup.
Yeah, now the RPG gaming community has gotten so, what's what I'm looking for, advanced to where they got games out now where it's free roaming. It's like a real life simulation almost. Something like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Where you can run around, run into people's houses, steal stuff, do all types of things.
Yeah.
And each decision you make, determines the outcome of what you got going on.
Right.
For example, I think one of the first games I played like that was a game called Dragon Age.
Okay.
To my gamers out there, Dragon Age was, it was your Dungeons and Dragons style type game, to where each decision you make depends on the path that you take. Like, if you make evil decisions, of course you're going to be evil, and you're going to get certain abilities and certain perks based on that alignment.
Right. Yep. Oh, you got this much endurance, this much. Like, there was it hit points or something you would get, like you hit the person.
Yeah,
or something.
HP. And then you got mana points, which is your special abilities, your magic or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amber was saying this is some people get possessed.
Right, so the gamers out there.
Sister Amber said,
shout out to the Israelite gamers. What's she say?
Sister Amber said, didn't folks get jacked off that game? Demon possessed or something? I remember there was something, or I think it was a movie they made. Was it a movie or something that they made?
No, there was an article like in the 70s where there's so much of D&D that he really thought he was a wizard and he thought he could levitate and he jumped off the building and killed himself.
Wow.
That's only one count, though. I don't think I heard any other counts after that of people getting so deep into the game to where that.
Yeah, but these days and stuff, you see a lot of people get taking things way too far, like in their like the internet thing. You know what I mean? Like it takes over their life to where they actually believe like they're living in this computer, like instead of living like your normal life. And that's what we we see that play out in all different types of things, like cases and stuff.
Yeah. And I tell people like what's going on in the world, what the powers that be is doing, it's like one they're doing to us. Not just us, but to other people as well. It's a game to them. And they expect for you to play their game. That's why a lot of people end up falling short.
Yeah.
When you play the game, it's kind of like the movie Matrix. Or another anime I used to watch called Code Lyoko, where anything you do in the game, that also has an effect of what you got going on in real life.
Yeah. So
let's say you want to be stockbroker in America. So you going to school for accountant, become an accountant, going to school for financing, all of that. And one day you decide, to go apply for a job at Wall Street. So you get to Wall Street and you breaker in, these big accounts, kind of like the movie Wall Street, and you get the attention up top that's been where you've been, and now they're just sitting back, collecting assets and investments.
Right.
And they bring you in, it's like, man, we like the way you say, man, we like how you work, you know how to close a good deal, this, that, and third. So have our thoughts of going higher. And being young, making probably $250,000 a year, plus commissions or whatever. You're like, yeah, I'd love to go higher. So, they start, having you do little things, treating you out, giving you a taste of the life that they live.
Right.
And to that taste, the more you want to play the game. And then when they show you what the game is all about, now you don't want to play the game anymore. But they have already established the rules of the game before you can even ask what's going on. That's why a lot of people that are rich are not happy.
Yeah. I heard
they
that
played the game
a lot from a lot of actually wealthy people have said that.
Mm-hmm. They play that game.
Yeah. And
in the end, you lose. It's like that song with that movie on the Wiz with Michael Jackson, How the Words Go. But it talks about you can't win. You can't get out of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that's how it is. That's why, I know people don't, subscribe to the New Testament, but one thing that I said is, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? You spend your life chasing after money, chasing after riches, chasing after wealth. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being rich. There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. There's nothing wrong with having money and having property, as long as it's done as righteousness. Job was rich. King Solomon was rich. David was rich. So there's nothing wrong with having those things, as long as it's done in righteousness. But if money becomes the motivation of everything you do in life, you're not going to be happy.
Right. right about that. There's
What's up? What William Grits was going on?
Willie Grits.
He said he ain't here.
What's going on, man?
What up? Yeah, welcome to the show, Willie Grits.
Yeah, what up?
So what are you talking about tonight, yo? What do you think tonight's show? Some stuff we talking about. What's your thoughts?
I think doing all right. Yo, y'all see my little avatar?
Yeah. The Grits.
Bacon, yo, you crazy.
He gotta keep it real for the Edomites.
Hey.
Say I ain't caught it no law.
I ain't mad at you, bro. Grits and swine, man.
Yep.
That's crazy.
He living it out to the end. He riding the wave. He riding the wave all the way to the end, goddamn it.
Hey, Judah Nash, you ever served your family grits, my nigga? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, right?
You ever had some hot ass grits with some butter? Some sugar, nigga?
I remember me and my boy, we went somewhere. We went somewhere, yo. And we stopped at a truck stop or something. We got breakfast. It was like, oh shit, let's give me some grits. And the white dude that was with us, he was like, grits? What the hell is grits? We were looking at him and shit like he was crazy. What? You ain't never had grits? He said, yeah, I think I'm gonna try some grits. I was like, shit, you could be nigga today. He said, damn grits.
Hey, yo, when you from the dirty grits is a must in every breakfast, bro.
Yeah, right? They don't even make breakfast down there without grits. You ain't got no grits, it's not breakfast. Yup.
Yeah. Fish and grits.
Fish and grits. That's it. Willie Grits. What you know about fish and grits, Willie Grits?
What you mean? What you know about chitlins?
Oh, no, man.
I don't know shit about chitlins. I ain't never do nothing about that shit.
Hey, yo. Swine and touch his hell.
He said, what you know about chitlins? You eat chitlins, Willie?
Yeah, I eat chitlins.
Oh, shit.
I tried to get my neighbor to teach me how to cook them.
Oh, word? Oh, shit.
Because I like to know how to make everything I like to eat.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
And she said, hell no. We ain't cleaning that in my house. That stink. It take too long.
So what, you gonna give it a shot by yourself?
Huh? Hell no.
No. I don't know what you were thinking in the first place. But shit, you ain't caught in the law, nigga. You do what you want. That's it.
Yeah, right?
Even before I came to this truth, I couldn't do no chitlins or pig feet or none of that.
Yeah, me either.
Smell, bro.
Yup. That was not me.
I'm like, what the hell is that? I'm like, man, the whole house smell like shit.
Yup.
It's chitlins. I'm like, what the fuck is chitlins? It's pig intestines. I'm like, man, you eating the part of the pig that shit go through.
And that's a nasty shit, too. Like, you know what I mean? That motherfucker eats some crazy shit. Shit all half rotten and anything.
Pigs eat anything and everything, man.
Yup. Oh, man.
They eat dead
bodies. I first had them across the street. This girlfriend, this girl that used to live across the street from me, her boyfriend or whatever. I went to his family house and they had chitlins. And I just started putting my stuff on my plate. And his mother said, there ain't no seafood. There's no seafood. I'm allergic to seafood. She said, there's no seafood here, so you can eat whatever you want. I said, all right, cool. I just started putting stuff on my plate. And I just kept going back to the pan with the chitlins in it. I was like, dang, this is really good. What is this? And she was like, I don't think I should tell you yet. I was like, no, I'm just going to tell you. And then she told me what it was. And I still ate it.
That's it. As he saw for you, keeping it 100.
Hey, you keeping it funky, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. I got to keep it funky, bro. Hey, if that's what you eat, bro, hey.
Oh
Hey.
man. So we talk about racism tonight, Willie. What you think about racism where you live at?
It's despicable.
For real?
Yeah, but tell you the truth, like I think you guys are wrong about one part though, about how immigration is gonna mess up the country in the first place.
All right.
Like that's messed up. How you guys gonna sit there and condemn other people
All right. What for?
when you should be doing it? Huh?
All right, for you say condemning them as far as like them letting them in the country, or just talking shit about the motherfuckers in general, saying they taking all our shit.
Both.
All right, okay. I want you to explain a little more.
Because you're even talking about saying, don't come into my neighborhood.
Say that again. You broke up. You said we tell them don't come in our neighborhood.
Yeah, you're even sitting there saying like, don't come into come into our neighborhood. Like, there's no jobs here to begin with.
Yeah.
They got
It's like,
so you're sitting there saying that they get jobs.
nah. Well, they coming in our area. That's where they're gonna go. They're not gonna be let in the other people's neighborhoods. They're not going to be welcome there. They're not going to build like new apartment buildings and stuff.
But you live in America. You live in America. You can move into any neighborhood that you want.
Yeah, true.
Out of Virginia, buddy.
and I don't know why you're laughing, because you're one of them camp dudes, right? I be passing by you. I be passing by y'all all the time. And instead of when you guys get done with standing on that corner preaching your word, you're sitting there getting paid from the white man, but you're not bringing that money back to your neighborhood. You guys,
I don't work for a black-owned business, brother.
Oh, that's what's up. Then you're doing the right thing. But most of them, they don't.
Yeah, that ain't us. That ain't QRC. Everybody got their own business, or they work for a black-owned business. We ain't other camps.
Yeah. I believe.
Those are the twisted, bro. Yeah, nah.
Because when I be going to work or coming home from work, or like I be sitting on, and we seem to be sitting there arguing all the time.
Hey. Okay. Argue.
Amber said, William cleaning his gun right now.
They can defend the faith. They can defend the faith. If they can't, oh well.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah. I believe, you know what camp is out there? Where you at?
I'm not sure.
Willie, he repping Jersey. Repping the damn Jersey. So, do you think...
Oh, there's plenty of camps in Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Men the Valley out there. Of course, you got GMS out there. IUIC out there. I don't think GLCC out there no more. ICGJC, they the biggest camp out there. UPK out there. There's plenty of camps out there.
Yeah.
Future World of Israel is out there.
So, Will, what do you think?
But the reason why I came to that assumption extremely quickly is because, like, even when I was living in Connecticut, it's the same repetition over and over and over again.
I understand. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? So, like, for me to come off like that, like, I shouldn't, like, I was wrong for that. But you gotta understand where I'm coming from, because it.
Oh no, I understand exactly where you're coming from. A lot of
Willie made his damn appearance, goddamn it. He said, "Shit, I gonna be hanging with y'all damn niggas today. I'll get just as buck as y'all."
Yeah, I understand where he was coming from. Yeah, you got a lot of dudes in Israel that walk it, that talk it, but don't walk it.
Yeah,
you're right about that. I'm not gonna sit up there in front like, you know what I'm saying, just because you of another nation. No, the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
Word. I don't work for no damn white man.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
I ain't worked for the white man on damn 10 years. Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, when you read Genesis, the 29th chapter, you know, the 5th verse through the 6th verse, the 4th verse from the 6th verse, excuse me, it tells us what we're supposed to be doing. It tells us we're supposed to grow our own food, start families, you know what I'm saying, have our own communities. The reason why that's not being done because people are so heavily minded that they know of the good. They pride got in the way. They're so focused on being worshipped and being notarized that they forget about the most basic things in life, like we gotta live, we gotta eat, we gotta put clothes on our back, we gotta put food on our table. You know what I'm saying? They forget about those things, but yet they want to complain and say, "Oh, we in this state, we in our captivity, we gotta go to the white man for everything." Okay, no doubt, we gotta go to the white man for everything. But guess what? We had Black Wall Street, we had Rosewood. What happened? Systematic white supremacy. They didn't have the law, statutes, and commandments. They had no knowledge of self. That's why they got ran through. So what's our excuse even more itself that we God's chosen people? What are we waiting on? You understand? What are we waiting on? What are we waiting on? We always crying about, oh, the Chinese got Chinatown and the Japanese got little Tokyo and, you know, they got Spanish Harlem and
oh, so you're accepting blame for yourself. You're not
sinned against the Most High.
Huh?
We sinned against the Most High. It's in the scriptures.
Yeah.
You got camps that gloss over those scriptures. We said straight up. Listen, let me put this out there. As a Camp Brother UKLC, we teach self-responsibility for one's actions. We are in the conditions we are in because we broke the Most High's laws.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. As far as the white man goes, yeah, they kicking us while he down. They took it overboard a bit. But, hey, that's his nature. We got to do what we supposed to do.
I think I can explain it better to really better like this. Basically, Will, because of our sins, our God punishes us.
I understand. I get it. Yo, I understand all that. He's sitting there reading out the Bible. Like I understand all that.
Okay, all right.
You don't got to speak for that, man. You don't understand that, man.
All right, go on, Billy Grant. Shit. God damn. Shit.
That Bible been ran through so many different white empires that you're sitting there believing a white Bible. So like that makes no sense to me either.
Oh shit!
White Bible in what way?
Because how many different empires has that Bible been ran through?
I don't know. You tell me, brother.
Scripture. What do you mean? You know more about the Bible than I do.
So wait a minute.
Those empires took.
You said
white boy. Don't sit there and do that. I ain't sitting there calling you a derogatory statement. Don't call me a derogatory statement.
I'll look into it.
Did
I said, hold on, wait a minute. That's what I ain't calling you.
Oh, I thought you said, hold on. I'm sorry. I thought you said, hold on, white boy.
No.
I didn't think you said that.
I'm saying, hold on, right quick. So you're saying that this is a white man, but you know, all the errors or whatever been tampered with, which I'm not denying.
I'm not saying that it's a white man's book. No, you must be taking words out of context. I'm saying that the Bible's been ran through by so many different empires, and things have been taken out and put back in.
Okay.
And the thing is condemning that you're sitting there reading.
Huh?
The same people that you're sitting there condemning is the same thing that you're sitting there reading.
The same things I'm condemning is the same things I'm reading.
The same people that you are condemning is the same thing that you're reading. You're condemning the white man, but the white man has his hands all over that Bible.
Okay, so
you're putting your faith in a white man.
No,
you're putting your faith into a white man because the white man has been taking stuff in and out that Bible. It's been ran through so many different empires.
Okay, it's been ran through. What's different from the books back then than now? What has changed?
because people have been taking stuff out.
Okay, so if the white man supposedly had, took this book, ran through so many empires, why would he keep the concept of his beginning, how he's going to rule, and how he's going to lose his rule all in this book? That's a question I have to ask.
Because you don't have everything in your hand. That's not that you don't have everything in your hand. You're not going to give the world the whole secret. You don't give the world you're not going to give out everything.
Well, the scripture says in Deuteronomy 29 that the secret things belong to the Lord, and that which is revealed in His law. So, what secret things are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm not the Lord.
Okay, then. So, how can you say this is white man?
In this book, I'm saying that it's been ran through so many different empires.
Ran through so many different empires, and you think that our people couldn't preserve the manuscripts in their own tongue and have it translated to a different tongue so that people who spoke another tongue can understand? You think our people is going to let the enemy laced up and not preserve the pieces that were important to our survival as a people in exile? That don't make sense, bro.
No, it does, because you're getting crumb. Like, you're getting crumb.
Oh, we got the MVP up in this motherfucker. Oh shit, the MVP dipped out. Goddamn.
Okay, we getting crumbs. And like I said before, Deuteronomy 29, the things that are revealed to us revealed in His law. So we do what the crumbs that the Most High has left for us. It's simple as that. Okay. Simple as that.
Where's my lion sample? I gotta get a lion sample. Oh, shit, that's it. Lion of Reubenite. God damn.
Yeah, that's it.
It's not hard. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. That's where we get our blessings from as a people. Once we go outside of that, is when the Most High will allow the other nations to rule over us. Like today.
Oh.
Shalom, Chris.
Yeah. Shalom, MVP.
I got it up now.
Like today.
It should be on its way down.
How did the blacks get over here? Through slavery, right?
But of course, we can let it. Yeah. We will have to
We're breaking up. What happened?
Hold on. He got a lot going on. Yeah. What's going
Brother
on,
Harris? Brother Harris. Brother Harris, yours?
Hey, what up, peace? What's going on?
What up? Shit,
I've
man.
been telling y'all, man, this my boss don't want me talking on the phone at work. He be running up on me every time he gets a chance.
Leave that shit alone. You better leave that shit alone. Shit.
Hey, man, look. I got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. I've been running around here so much, I need a new pair of shoes.
Oh, that's
real.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You know how the white guys wear Wrangler jeans?
Yeah.
Dress shirt?
Yep.
That's what I'm wearing right now.
Now you supposed to wear. Now you supposed to be wearing. Yup.
Yeah.
Yep. You get some Dockers. Find out and shit, yup. And just walk around, just look. And just look at niggas.
You know what I'm saying? My boss told me something like, there's a whole room of laptops you can take home if you want. I said, I'm going in there and grab one then.
Yeah, you better get one, yo.
Real.
Yup.
So, anyway. Nice subject about.
Just discussing random topics.
Yeah.
Oh,
we got old Willie Grits up on here. Wildin', yo. He made his entry. Definitely made his entry. Yup. Oh, Nagy better watch out now. Nagy better watch out.
How are you?
What's up, man? They're going.
I hear you going hard. I hear you going hard.
I think I got set up for failure. That's what it was.
You got set up for failure?
You got set up for failure?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Supposed to be winning, yo. You ain't got the law, yo. You ain't got the law. Oh, Willie Grit.
Willie Grits, you ain't got the
law. Yup. That's what I got.
That's what the book say.
Yup.
The book say you ain't got the law.
Got 3 grits. They got 3 slices of bacon, one for each degree.
Mm-hmm. You got 3 stripes in it.
That's right.
You ain't got we got the kingdom, and you gonna be my slave. That's right. You're gonna be my slave, and I want my ice cubes nice and chilly, nice and cold. No, I'm just playing with you, man. I don't get into all that. Man.
Pull the straight vintage One West move on, dude. Damn.
Right. I don't get into all that. Actually, that already happened under Darius.
Oh shit. Oh,
when the Gentile nations were forced to serve Israel, the ones that surrounded us. So, what's going on, y'all?
Yeah, man. So what's up? We gotta get on this dude, man. This was it ICIG?
Who?
The ICI, that Mr. Knoxville dude.
Oh, Mr. IGIC. Oh yeah, that's coming tomorrow. Don't worry, I ain't gotta work tomorrow. That's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, what you talking about now, man? You the clown.
I still got that shit burning.
Didn't you put the video we did earlier today?
Yeah, I was on there. We had to finish it up though. Okay.
No, I ain't seen nothing today.
He said he's not a black Hebrew Israelite. As a matter of state officials. I said that's an agent. That's called an agent, bro.
Oh, by nigga trying in. You a cold, dog.
So he's trying to identify with being an Israelite though, right? But just not a black. Oh wow. Yo, that dude gonna mess around.
He's standing on the corner doing everything else the Israelites do.
Man, look, man.
Oh, he on the corners?
Yeah.
What the? Yo, so he just bit their whole swag, like. He just bit their whole swag and just repackaged it. Wow. See what I'm talking about?
Wow.
See, they're using the same thing, same formula. They just switch it up for a different type of nigga. Willie Grit gonna be up in there.
Right.
Yup.
To do what?
You can join the white Israelites. Nigga.
Huh?
You can join the white Israelites.
He said join the white Israelites.
Yeah.
You wild.
And Willie Grit, hey, go ahead and break down that what you was talking about, though, how the Bible's been translated 1,000 times over. Go and break that down.
I said it been ran through.
It been ran through, huh?
It hasn't been ran through by different empires?
Yeah. Yeah, he translated. Yep.
Things on the translation things added. You right about that. But if you believe in the Most High, you will have to believe that He will preserve the things that we need to know to survive. And that's my whole point, and continue on that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I get it. Yeah, Bible been tampered with 1,000 times, no doubt about it. As a matter of fact, our congregation just did a lesson on breaking down the King James Version Bible a few weeks ago. How things was tampered with and taken out and added to. Hold on. So you're right. I'm not denying that. But things that's preserved, and we know that it's been preserved through the Spirit of the Most High because it resonates with our souls. I'm going to tell you something. I know me personally, when I started to keep the laws of the Most High in sincerity the best way I can, things started changing in my life for the better.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to worry about going to church Sunday and giving the pastor my money. I could save my money to do something that I want to do with it. You understand? When I started to be active in my community, you know what I'm saying, helping my people out, you know what I'm saying, I got the same thing in return when I was on my lowest. When you start to really keep these commandments, and a lot of these commandments that's in the scriptures, it should be common sense. That's why I tell people that the Torah, the Tanakh, is for the uncivilized man. If you're uncivilized, if you're a savage, you know what I'm saying, you're going to do whatever you want to do without the thought of consequence. See how that works?
Yeah, I guess. Shit. Like when it do come to the Bible, like I don't know too much.
No doubt, no doubt.
That's why I said.
Hey, well,
He
I
was
don't know
like,
what to tell you on that, bro.
That's
I don't know
it.
what to tell you
He
on that, man.
came in, she
All I
revealed
can
ran out
say-
of gas and shit. Ran out of gas.
All I can say is, man, you know, being set up for failure as somebody who's not being an Israelite, all I can say is this. If you believe that the children of the Most High is who they say they are, and if you see them according to what's written, the best thing you can
I believe in love.
Disrespect.
I believe in love, peace, and prosperity.
okay, what is
That's
love?
what I believe in.
What is
But
peace?
but
What is
maybe
prosperity?
not.
You gotta
maybe
watch it,
not
Bill. They're gonna hold you
but
to that
most
shit.
Can
You're gonna hear
But
that
most
shit
of
looping.
Cam don't believe in that.
You know.
You said what?
I said maybe not you, but most of these camps don't believe in that.
Hey.
Well, what makes you say
I
that?
do.
Like, well, oh, like how? How are you saying that? Like, what you see that
By,
tells you that?
by standing on the corner and sitting there saying that you're going to at the stake.
Wait, what did you say?
That don't sound like peace, love, and happiness to me. That don't sound like a God to me.
You got to understand what's the concept of love according to the scriptures. Again, we dealing with the book.
Yeah, according to
So-
scriptures, love, following the
According
commandments.
to the scriptures, love is when you keep the commandments. And one of the commandments says you're not supposed to be dealing with the other nations like that, on that level. That's a commandment.
Also,
in
the
the Torah.
scripture today was that Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy the 7th chapter.
Nope. Deuteronomy. Right here.
So that's a commandment. Now, I do believe that a lot of the shit that these camps doing, you know, just outright being disrespectful, that's out of order. Because the scripture says it would be possible to be peaceably among all men. You ain't got to like them, but, you know what I'm saying, hold your peace. You ain't got to like them, you ain't even got to love them. But don't be an asshole. And that's what a lot of the, I'm going to go out and say today, that's GMS, the main camp that does it. Especially with San Francisco, the one nigga, what's his name, Stephen. Say, hey, Mr. Edomite, that's your daughter? Hey, you better lock her in the closet, man, because, you know what I'm saying, when that time comes, man, you know what I'm saying, Jay gonna run all kind of rods through her, man. She gonna be no good to you, man. That's disrespectful. But I know here at UQRC is our people, the Israelites, those who suffer the curses in Deuteronomy 28. And the people from other nation come up and want to listen, by all means. But we got to tell you who you are according to the scriptures too. And you may not like it, but that's the thing. It ain't no skin off our back, because we're not reading off of based on our own understanding. We read what thus saith the Lord. So if the Lord says that Esau is going to be cut off for destroying the brotherly covenant, then that's what the Most High said. It ain't personal. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these camps, yeah, I'm not going to be out there teaching them when I see Edomite. Oh, you're going into slavery, blah, 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 blah. No. Just let him walk on past, and you keep focused on your people and teaching your people. That's what these camps need to do more. Instead of focusing on everybody else, focus on the people that's willing to learn and listen.
Yep.
But I'm a nobody in Israel. I'm a peon. My opinion and my words have no weight to the so-called learned elders of One West and all these other camps. But it is what it is. Love, peace, and prosperity. If it's according to thus saith the Lord, yeah, we about that. Or we're supposed to be about that. So, your version of love may not be the version of love that's in the scriptures. Your version of peace may not be the version of peace that's in the scriptures. Your belief of what prosperity is may not be the same belief of what's prosperity in the scriptures. We got to go by what the scriptures say as Israelites. Why? Because that's our constitution. That's our lifeline. If any man speak, let it be as the oracles of the Most High. To let it be his ability to minister. So I understand. You salty that these camps is getting at these other nations like crazy. Well, I can't blame them. Especially in the age of Donald Trump, where you got these white folk, they won't say nothing racist all year, then all of a sudden, nigger. Where did that come from?
You're right about that.
Where did that come from? You ain't called me a nigga all year, but you picked the perfect time to call me a nigga. Wow. I should kick you in your goddamn throat.
You should.
See that?
I say this to the Edomites, they ain't on that whole savagery kick. That genuinely, you know what I'm saying? Got respect for Jade. I don't mess with y'all at all. You know what I'm saying? I live peaceably among y'all. Because that's what the scripture says to do. We ain't got to be buddy-buddy. We ain't got to be friends. But if you respect mine, by Torah law, I got to respect yours. And that's what it is.
Yeah, I respect that, yo. I really do, because like I was saying before, like most of these, when I be walking by these camps, like you got to hear what you already know what they be saying.
Right.
You already sat there and
said. Y'all know the doctrine. Yeah, we pretty much believe 90% the same thing, but as far as the 10% that we don't agree on, it's about etiquette, Israelite etiquette, how you present yourself. You understand? Like, for example, with GMS, we talked about this in the other show, how GMS is the most rah-rah, belligerent, flagrant-ass group of jakes in Israel. Just totally disrespectful. But when the most racist-ass news station, Fox News, rolled up on them, they got quiet as a church mouse. They whole countenance changed. Why? Because they got caught with their pants down. They know they was wrong as hell for the shit that they was coming out, shit they was saying.
Yeah.
That's why I told brothers I couldn't be a GMS. I would have been a world blow. So I said, are you a black Hebrew? Yup. Just to fuck with people. That's what I would do. You're a black Hebrew? Yup. Are you racist? Every damn day. So you believe white people be exterminated? Today. Yesterday. Goddamn near 1,000 years ago. Yup. I should come across the table and smack you right now. Give me that verse. I would have been stupid with it. Why? Because for all the camps that be on that kick, it would have split the ones who's really about that life from the ones who's been faking it the whole time. And a lot of these guys that talk rah, rah, rah on the streets, like, they saw for sale. They talk all that shit. Then when the police will get lock their ass up, they in jail crime. I've seen it. And that's why I say, and that's why I keep telling brothers, listen, when you out there ministering, the enemy can smell fear. And if you feel for a faint of heart, you might as well not be on the street, homie. Straight like that. And GMS got fearful and faint of heart. Now they crying about, oh, we're being persecuted for speaking the word. And no, you ain't being persecuted. The Most High is showing you to your face and laughing at you for being a hypocrite. And I ain't gonna lie, half Israel laughing at y'all. Same thing with ICGJC. Nigga didn't want to pay his taxes. Now he's a holy God sent comforter with an ankle bracelet. Owing $5.3 million to IRS. I could go on and on and on with bad examples of how not to run a camp.
Yeah.
So the question is, how should
you might as well start your own camp. Start knocking these dudes out.
Start knocking these dudes out. No, this is how you should run a camp. I think the third chapter, it says, Son of man, go to the house of Israel and declare my word unto them, saying, thus saith the Lord. That's what we're supposed to do. Nothing more, nothing less. All these, showing out for the camera, for social media, trying to catch clout. The Most High ain't in that, man. He's not. Everything that we must do as sons of Jacob must be done in righteousness, must be done in holiness. It must be done in decency and in order. That's what's missing in Israel. Ain't no order. And then when you try to establish order, niggas want to get in their feelings and start acting like effeminate women.
Bill, what would you think if the United States got split up, where every ethnic group or any type of racial group or whatever in the United States had to have their own type of system, like immigration, like basically, you know what I'm saying? How do you think things would be different?
I don't understand your question.
Like if integration happened again, like if there was a split, because then somebody
You mean
said
segregation?
Yeah, segregation. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Was that question to me or to William?
Nah, well, I already know your answer.
Wait, so what's the question? What do I think? What would happen?
Yeah, what would you?
segregation
Yeah.
happened?
Like say like how like things are now. All of a sudden, like the nation will just divide it. Into segregation all over again. I said integration. Yeah, segregation.
It would collapse the country.
You think so?
It would collapse the country.
What do you think normal everyday life would be like?
The whole country will.
That's a unique view.
I mean, like how? Like give an example. Like how things will be different. Like you know what I mean?
Think about this. All right, so compare. All right, so compare how the country was when 9/11 first happened.
All right.
Do you remember when
Shit was
9/11
mad
first
lax.
happened?
Yeah, shit was mad lax.
Do you remember the solidarity that the country was in when 9/11 first happened?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how separated the country was before 9/11 happened?
Yep.
So that should answer your question, right? It did. It's going to be.
They break it up on my end. I didn't catch that. But yeah, it'd definitely be a change. I'm talking about like regular, normal people life. You know what I mean? Stuff would just like watch more after 9/11. People couldn't things weren't like as lax as it was. It definitely changed out here. Because all the people that was in here lived out here.
If the country was to segregate, there'd be in a complete downfall. The whole country would be in poverty. There would be nothing prosperous about America.
Couldn't even go to the corner store. I wonder what the other ethnic groups would they claim to be Caucasian. You know what I mean? Like the Latinos and stuff, the Hispanics.
Right.
Will they go back to claiming because they got a choice?
The country would be in such ruins. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter about race.
Like Mad Max.
Well, I mean, when you look at communities like Chinatown, you understand, they pretty much damn near segregated amongst them from the rest of the world like that anyway. You understand? They got their own businesses, their own communities. I think in some Chinatowns, they got their own media network. And they really not messing with, you know what I'm saying, other people like that unless they open up a Chinese restaurant in the hood or something. But outside of that, they got their own shit in America, and it's amongst themselves. You know, just like the Jewish folk. You know what I'm saying? They let the money circulate like what 10 times before it leave the community or something like that. So I mean, yeah. The economic system as a whole will collapse, but it will still be certain ethnic groups that would do more better than others. You know, so in that regard, you know, you got somewhat of a point. Because what integration has done in this country, it brought what all that, right? So you got certain structures that was built off of, you know, this act of 1964, and if segregation was to come back, you know what I'm saying, it will collapse a lot of these corporations that was built off of affirmative action. So I kind of understand where William was coming from on that. But, you know, as far as, you know, separate communities like, you know, Chinatown or Spanish Harlem or something like that, or, you know, I don't think they're going to be too wildly affected, because here all they're going to do is go back home. Chinese man, oh shit, get bad in America, go back to Beijing. Simple. They don't have to stay here. But they want to stay here. Why? Because they can get rich here. See how that works?
Yeah, because America is the #1 country for people to go to another country to make money.
Yep. That's right.
I say this all the time. If you're broke in America, you should not be broke. Be broke living in America. There's no reason for it.
Yeah. But yeah, we have thousands of homeless and displaced people all over every major city in the United States.
Oh.
That's because the people that the top percent, the top, like the people at the top, the people that do have the money, don't give back to their community.
Now you see the nature of the thing. And that's why that's why, you know, that's why I as an Israelite, I go so hard against so-called mega churches and whatnot that claim that they love God's people, but yet they not doing nothing for God's people. You understand? And I'm not talking about the regular churches that, you know, do things every year, like do things every week, like food pantry, clothes pantry.
No, you're talking about the stadium churches.
Yeah, I'm talking about Joel Osteen, Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, Fred Price and them. I'm talking about, you know, Jesse Duplantis and them. Them folks, them greedy dogs that love to slumber. Like, they got a reckoning coming. I remember one time I seen the video, I forget which group it was, but World End. And they told this one supposedly be deacon that was a deacon of that church. He said, listen, when the grid shut down America and everything go kaput, what you gonna do then? Is it millions of dollars that Creflo Dollar got gonna save him? Is it gonna save him from, you know, hungry niggas and everybody else rolling up in his house, taking him for everything he got? No, it's not. Unless he's part of that elite that's gonna be going to them underground bunkers when shit get crazy. He ain't protected, not by a long shot.
Well, I think that once you hit that financial marker to get a bunker, you're gonna buy the bunker anyway.
I didn't know there was a financial ceiling to even be qualified for a bunker, but that's something I got to look into. I didn't even know that.
Because you got to pay like taxes and stuff on that bunker. Like the company that builds the bunker, you got to pay an upkeep fee.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by like once you hit that financial cap.
Oh, okay.
You know, like within yourself, like your checkbook.
Oh, okay.
Once you can sit there and actually afford it.
Okay.
You know.
That's something I got to look further into. That's something new I heard. That's what I'm gonna look into that.
Because it's just like buying a car. Anybody can go get a brand new car, but can you keep up with the can you keep up with the car payments, or can you keep up with the insurance?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, this nigga in Atlanta can buy a house with gold toilets and 757 jets.
Yeah, I guarantee he got a bunker then.
Yeah, he probably do. He probably do. Well, all I know is one thing, man. You know,
shit, they trying to get somebody.
Most time works in mysterious way.
Yeah, if they're gonna get somebody that's up in one of them motherfuckers, they're gonna get them. That shit ain't gonna do nothing. They got shit go through mountains, then blow up.
Right.
Oh.
Got a sidewinder for their ass.
Right? Yeah, that shit is crazy, yo.
That's one thing when I was in, you know what I'm saying, before, you know, I came to the Israelite community, I used to watch a whole lot of History Channel stuff, you know, military documentaries about weapons and whatnot. And I just be sitting there in amazement like, yo, going to this shit. And it'd be crazy. It's like, yo, they got a fucking it's this weapon, right? It's like sound waves, right? And basically it let off like silent sound waves, you know, at a frequency so high it can pretty much melt your brain. I'm sitting there like, yo, this is crazy.
They got it's like a microwave gun.
Yeah.
And they had the people like they was testing it. And the people like was in a square. They like made a square in a park. Like,
like a spotlight. They had it on the top of a truck.
Yeah, Yup. And it's like, it said, whoop. And those people move so fast.
Yeah, heated that spot up.
Yup. They said it's like it's like the liquid, like, you know what I mean? Like under your skin is boiling. And they just jumped out of that square. It was directed just at that square. So as long as they're outside of that square, they're good.
They were good.
Yo, they move quick.
That was a crazy weapon. And then they had the heart attack gun, which been around since like what, 60s, 70s.
Damn.
American. Yeah, cut out. What you say, bro?
Military a year on military that it spends more than the top 12 countries combined, and the top 9 countries are allies. So who the hell are we preparing a war for?
It's all about the New World Order. It's all about the New World Order, man. What's that one song by the band, Everybody Wants to Rule the World? That's what it's about, man.
Yeah, right.
That's why, you know, that's why Trump doing what he doing, man. You know, he like when I hear about something, oh, he's trying to build a wall, blah blah blah. I'm sitting back thinking like, yo, do y'all not see the underlying tone in what's going on? I don't think it's about the wall. As a matter of fact, I'm sure it's not about the wall. Because it was really about the wall. If he wanted a wall, look, let me tell you something. If the United States government want a wall built, they will build one. And they wouldn't tell us at all. So all the shit about he need this much being able to build a wall is bullshit. This is fucking this is where the entertainment part of politics comes in. Because what's happening right now, racial tensions is getting very high. And with that comes what? Race wars. And with that comes what? Shortage of food, shortage of gas, shortage of things that we need you know, just everyday necessities that we need. So this is where you get what? Civil unrest.
I see that starting with hip hop music in the near future. I see that happening with hip hop music in the nearest future. Because like the way hip hop music is like now, like the underground like hip hop like type of thing is like a lot of like white kids, and like they rapping about the same thing the black kids is rapping about, and they hanging out with black kids.
Yeah, your little pumps and you got little pumps and little Zans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now they gonna be thinking they like, you know what I mean, hard and shit, and that's gonna turn into some totally different shit.
Well, hip hop changed in total anyway.
They already demasculating. They're already demasculating. You know, anywhere. Black males. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But it's not like that on their side. Like they wear regular pants, while the black is wear those skin tight pants. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're reversing it.
Still, hip hop is dead, man. He ain't loud about that.
Black rappers gonna be dressing like 1980 glam heavy metal like band, like Poison or something.
They dress like metrosexuals. They dress like Prince in the Revolution.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Like, man.
Exactly.
You gonna hear a Doves Cry remix with Young Thug and Lil Baby Gunna.
Yep.
Watch.
Look at Lil Uzi Vert coming outside with dresses on.
I heard Lil Lucifer was gonna get ready to stop rapping though. That's what I heard. He get ready to stop rapping.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's a damn shame though. I saw this article. In Russia, they developed the vaccine to cure homosexuality.
Word.
Yup.
Hey yo.
That's ill. And they developed this thing that you take a bath in it and you can pull the black off you.
Oh yeah, I've been heard about that. Yeah, that's wicked as hell, man.
Hey yo, that's bad wicked, yo. That's bad wicked. Bro. Yo, I saw it like when they peeled the skin off the nigga. I was like, oh shit. I was like,
that's what the Bible speaks of, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, yo.
Pull the melanin off a nigga.
Yeah.
And then sell it. And then gonna sell it.
Yup.
I'm gonna pull the melanin off of this specimen of a black man.
Yup.
And then I'm gonna sell it for $5,000 a strip. Like, nigga.
Melanin strips.
What country?
Huh?
Russia.
What country was that in?
Russia.
Oh, shit.
They gonna come over here and bring that shit over here and shit.
Yeah, man.
They gonna take over the damn world.
So now you got this Negro. He's sitting down looking like Michael Jackson with vitiligo.
Yup. Gog and Magog come over here. That's it.
Yeah.
Like,
that's crazy, man. That's
like, wicked. Look, bitch, you can be white now.
and check this out.
Gonna be that's gonna be into us, yo.
Because our language, and check this out, because our people got so much self-hatred, they gonna jump on that like drug.
Yeah.
Tell them. They gonna jump on it.
They're like, yo.
Our black women out here wearing blonde wigs and bleaching their skin.
Yep.
As soon as they figure out, oh man, you can pull a melanin off my ass. Oh yeah. It's gonna be on and popping.
Oh shit.
Man, you gonna be seeing niggas that can't confuse this shit. Man, who your daddy, Ock? I'm Israel. But you looking white as a ghost, like, damn. He do got a wide ass nose though.
Oh shit.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yo, that's ill. Yo, imagine that though, yo.
Hey, yo, they come with that, man. I can see the Karen's reaction right now. They would be like, you know what?
You ever said skin by the foot instead of fruit by the foot?
No, right?
Pull the black off a nigga, yo. That shit's fucked up. Damn. I mean, you had a big patch off the nigga back. I was like, oh shit. It looked just like white man and shit. I was like, damn, this nigga, that shit crazy, yo. That's unbelievable. That's wicked as hell, yo. That's wicked as
witchcraft
hell.
on another level, man.
Yup.
I could change your ethnicity by peeling this
Well, if you could get
skin off your
melanin injections, would you get them? Well,
oh, dog.
Willie, if melanin shots was available to turn you black, would you do it?
No.
You wouldn't do it once?
Oh
shit. You sure, Bill?
Damn, why you keep asking me dumb questions like that?
Hey, man,
What kind of dumb question is that?
I was asking you, bro. Shit.
The hell? Like, yo, I am who I am.
I know,
ain't
but
gotta
I'm
change
saying,
nobody.
for a certain occasion or something. You go on vacation or some shit. That's what I'm saying. You go on vacation or some shit. Take these melanin injections and shit.
I don't know. I don't even use suntan oil.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
Nick, I bet you Nick, you take some of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Matter of fact, he gonna take so much, he gonna try to get blue black, nigga. He gonna try to get precious purple.
Ah, damn. Willie Grits.
No, that's crazy. But people gonna be doing that. You're gonna have black men, black women sitting there doing the bath, and then you're gonna have white men, white women sitting there taking the melon.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey yo, this country is finished, bro. I'm telling you, man. It's over, man.
They drop that shit right now. 20 years from now, everybody be doing
the commandments. It's over.
Oh.
This place is done.
You got men turning into females, females turning into men.
That's totally out of order.
Yep.
Bro, this is the thing I don't understand. So, I've been seeing this lately on YouTube, not on YouTube, but on Facebook, of couples that were once men and women. They were born men and women. Like, I was born a man and I was with a girl. Both of them get a sex change, so now the woman is the man and the man is the woman. But they still together.
Yeah.
Huh? So wait a minute, dog. You want to get penetrated?
And then when they do have a baby, they sit there and say that the baby's gender neutral.
Yeah, that's what's. Oh yeah. Can't forget about that. It's a baby.
Yep.
It's a baby. THEYBY. It's a baby. Like, nigga, what? No. Look between motherfucking leg, penis. It's a boy. Yo, this country, man. This whole LGBT movement thing. Hey, yo. For them to have as much power as they have now is ridiculous.
On top of that, you know what? Screw all that. Like, forget about all that. About what we just talked about. You could sit there and a woman can sit there and give birth, and then decide whether she want to keep the baby or not.
Right. Yeah, that's a law they passed in New York.
That's wicked as hell.
9 months old, brand new born. You could kill that motherfucker.
Yep.
If you want to.
Up to 9 months old. No, you mean 9 months afterwards or 9 months like when it come out?
After 9 months of gestation, Salakia, my bad. After 9 months of gestation, that baby can be newborn, fully developed.
Yeah, no, they're talking about the woman actually gives birth.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor takes the baby, and then the doctor, the woman, and her physician sit there and have a conversation whether she want to keep the baby or not.
Right.
And then they give the baby back to the mother.
That's crazy.
Like, yo, that's crazy.
Man, Intro, pay attention. This is part of that proper counsel. Pay attention. Look, stop all the fuck shit niggas is doing in the streets. All the infighting and drama between camps. Pay attention to what's going on with the government is doing, man. stay up on your current events. Because when you think it ain't about you, oh, it's about you.
Yeah, but yo, the new Jordans are coming out Saturday. I gotta get in line.
Oh, here we go. Jordans. Oh, the crime rate gonna go up over the same shoe that they be remaking every year.
But yo, you know what's crazy about that? Yo, you know what's crazy about that? Michael Jordan is a silent partner, and he's heavily invested into jails.
Exactly.
That's crazy, right? So he's getting you coming and going.
See, he tells you, oh, I made my shoes only for $6 They're gonna spend a whole paycheck. They're gonna spend the money that they supposed to be putting on the rent and the light bill or whatever to get these shoes. Or if they can't pay for it, they're gonna go try to rob a nigga or sell some drugs and get us all type of trouble and end up in jail. So you paying this nigga twice for some shoes.
Yep.
Like, come on, man. Like, this dude, like, listen, Michael Jordan is at the table with Oprah and all of them. He knows what's going on, and he don't care. He don't.
Yeah, you're right.
Oprah don't care. Steve Harvey don't care. Perry don't care. They all went to that sacred meeting, that boule meeting. And they all agreed to keep you niggas in total derision by any means necessary. Y'all better be paying attention, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Be paying attention. I think my favorite movies now so far is the Purge movies. A lot of truth in the movies, especially
that was a good movie.
Especially in the last Purge movie that came out. The first Purge, man. Look, it's a lot of truth hidden in these movies. Anytime that the gun wants to get rid of you, they got something for your ass.
For sure.
Whether you believe it or not. And the only thing that's going to preserve you is you keeping the laws of the Most High. That's how our ancestors got through how they got through. And that's how we still here today. We came this far by faith. Not anything we did on our own. It's because of the will of the Most High we still here. And if we want the Most High's love, mercy, and grace continually, we got to keep pressing forward and doing what he says to do. Because other nations is watching to see, y'all, they've been watching us. Especially those who's in these camps, they've been watching us to see how we do, to see how we move. They say, okay, these niggas out here teaching. Okay, what they teaching. Okay, let's see what they do. Let's see what the shit that they teach match up with their works. And I'm be honest with you, a lot of y'all camps out there, the shit y'all teach ain't matching up with what y'all actually doing. I'm gonna keep it funky. Y'all teach unity. But yet, if a brother decides he want to speak to another brother from a different camp, y'all kick him out. IUIC. Y'all talk that unity talk, but y'all ain't about that unity.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all let talk about building community. But yet you stay robbing the people, though, finessing the people out their money. Not giving overseas, letting them know where the money is going. And that's why a lot of these camps are laughing stock in Israel, man. That's all right, though. Keep watching. Through the power of the Most High, we're going to get rid of you bitch ass niggas.
Yeah, man. A lot of these camps. How many different camps you think there are around the United States right now?
The United States, I'd say over 30.
Over 30?
If not more.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Got the main World West camps. You got other, other congregations outside of the One West diaspora, like IOG, Israel of God. That's the brother Mikael group. You got COI, Church of Israel. You got Pastor Dowell's group, Straightway Truth. That's all outside of the whole One West ideology. Order of Melchizedek in St. Louis.
They're in North Carolina, right? Pastor Dowell?
Sure. I think they're in South Carolina. I thought they was in Kentucky. When I first heard about Pastor Dowell, they was in Kentucky.
Yeah, they built that up. Like, they got like buildings there.
And that's one thing. That's the only thing I respect about Pastor Dowell. I don't agree with his doctrine, but that's one thing I respect about him. Yeah. He really takes that Jeremiah 29 and he's living it. He's building a community.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's one thing I respect about that dude.
Yeah, definitely.
That dude built his church by hand. He didn't get no contracts, but he did it by hand himself and a few other people that was with him in his congregation. Built it up by hand. His house built by hand.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What the hell is our problem? What the hell is our problem? Hold on, pause. These One West camps be deep as hell. What the hell? What? I'm trying not to get pissed off.
I think there were a bunch of the people that started probably were all military people too. No, so they got that structure. Yeah.
I think he ex-Marine. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like all these people, like there's a lot of cats in Israel that's either from the streets or ex-military, and I know they know what time it is. That's why I'm like, what's holding y'all up?
Yeah.
If he down with what's supposed to be done, leave that nigga alone. Because let me tell you something. It's going to be a time where we ain't going to be able to come on YouTube no more and talk about the shit we talking about right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's coming.
That's going to be done.
They're even talking about now. They're messing with the algorithm.
It's going to become a time where it talks about in the scriptures about there's going to be a famine of the word. There's going to come a time where you ain't going to be able to teach on the streets no more. That time is coming. It's going to be wartime. That to say, it's going to be wartime for real.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ain't retain the knowledge of the Most High and sincerity and walking this thing out to the best of your ability, you're going to get caught up in the wrath. I already told my mama, I don't expect to live past 40 because I'm reckless as hell. I can't stand being in this captivity.
Well, you just got to hold on, bro. You got to ride it out. Now the scripture say.
I live past 40, all praise to the Most High, but in my ball, I don't see it.
Yeah, Lord, you didn't make it.
I want to be on my Nat Turner shit damn near yesterday.
Oh, you wildin'. You wildin' on that, brother. You got to wait. You got to wait it out.
But like the scripture says, wait on the Lord, and he's going to rise up to pray.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got to keep holding on to. So when you that be false flagging, and I want to get my hands on you crackers in power, that's plotting our downfall, man. That's why, and that's why I go so hard now. I'm going harder than I was in the beginning, man. I have no time for no more foolishness from my own people and from y'all Gentile nations. I don't have the patience no more. I'm done with the fuckery. Judah Naz, you burnt up, nigga. See, you in a regeneration. Get the hell out of here. You done. Die, come back in the kingdom, nigga.
Oh,
you ain't worth it right now.
What was the scripture? It was saying like, when the time comes, like, all the people gonna be like wiped out, gonna be slayed, like to the point where they ain't no coming back. Like you not coming back from it. Like when you die, like when we kill you, you just gonna be dead, nigga. Like you gonna be more dead than dead. That's basically what it said. I think it was in Jeremiah. I was like, oh damn. I was like, damn. It was like, yo,
In the words of Proverbs, I think it's 16:31 or something like that. It says that the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. That's what Judah Naz is at. You a zombie, nigga. You and your followers. A zombie. He's cold. Off top.
I just hope those kids will start dissing themselves from, like, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna let him pop out again, though. He ain't gonna pop out.
Everybody that's out for their own selfish gain, y'all better repent or y'all gonna be put to death. Ain't no way for me to, I can't say it nice like no more. That's what the scripture says, man. Repent or die. That's in 2019, that's my motto. Hashtag it. I don't care. Repent or die. That's the motto.
Yeah.
Come out with repent or die. That's what it is. Repent or get put to death by the Most High in that wrathful day, man. That's what time it is right now.
Yeah.
So, Mr. William Grit, you get to see firsthand how I really am.
Yeah, I kind of do feel like a little idiot for jumping to a conclusion.
Hey, bro.
Man.
Look, you don't know me. I don't know you, bro. That type of shit's rolled on my back. I've been assumed worse. Trust me.
I'm a grown man. I admit when I'm wrong. Man, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's it. That's done with it.
All praises, man. No doubt, man. But you know what? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I take no offense in that. Because basically you speaking from your experience of what you've seen.
Yeah.
You understand? And it's sad. You know what I'm saying? You say you be getting at these camps. I understand why. Because they false flag. You got every right to. If that's what's going to provoke them to righteousness and repent, go for it. This is me telling you this. From an Israelite to an Edomite. Do what you do. But they ass ain't right. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, what else you want me to say?
He be like, I know a line of Reubenite, motherfucker. Y'all niggas say right, repent or die, nigga.
Hey.
You like, repent or die.
That's my motto, man.
Yep.
Like, yo, it's too late in the game for the
that's
fuckery,
real.
man. It's too late in the game for the fuckery, man. All this shit with Torah Knights, IURC, GJC, OPP, whoever.
Yeah.
It's too late in the game for the fuck.
Yeah, man, but this Torah Nice thing and stuff was like, you know what I mean?
But
that's outside. That's
man.
YouTube. You know what I mean? That's YouTube.
But yeah, man, but it's too late in the game for the fuckery, man. If niggas claim to be that they Israelites and that they sons of the power, you know, and that they the sons of God, we gotta start walking in that. We gotta start walking this thing for real, for real.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely
gotta stop
do.
playing around with this thing, man. This ain't Sunday church. This ain't no Christian club, man. I tell people that all the time. We've been trying to get people on the same boat.
How much cooperation you get?
Let's see, my camp started in 2013. I came in 2015. We've been trying to do this for 5+ years, man. Trying to get brothers and sisters all on the same page and try to put out a mission statement so we could all agree upon, so we can build our own communities and do our own thing. Niggas is bullshitting, though. They don't want to do nothing. They want to have an excuse for not doing nothing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely with that.
So I tell people and I tell people for those who are sincere, do your thing, man. Do your thing. And don't let nobody try to come in and try to, claim victory off of your hard labor. Like they was there the whole time. It ain't gonna be none of that. Soon as we, build that shit and we get good and ready, They want to come, oh yeah, shalom, brothers and sisters. Most High bless, keep you. Like, nah, nigga, sit your ass down. You won't know where to be found when the times they put in the labor and to put in the work. So you could go over there somewhere and shut the hell up. Oh yeah, by the way, we gonna put your ass to death for committing adultery with that sister. Wing right across the nigga neck. And that's that. It ain't gonna be no long ass counsel. It ain't gonna be no no drawn out suspensions. None of that. People that really want to live by this book, they gonna do whatever it takes to try to please the Most High and the best of their ability, with no excuses. None. That's the type of shit I'm on right now.
You gotta get that property.
Oh yeah, we looking into some property now, man. We looking into some property out in the Blue Ridge, region, out there in the we're looking at some property, looking at some land over there. You're also looking at some land in South Carolina.
Yo, you're from you're in Virginia?
Yes, sir.
Your news gotta be crazy right now.
Hey,
Cause of that governor?
yeah.
He need to resign.
You know what, man? Virginia, the politics of Virginia is swayed. It's real difficult to explain because
you in the South.
Yeah, right.
It's different.
Yeah, it's real difficult to explain, but yeah, you're right. You know, yeah, he need to kick rocks, but it ain't gonna happen. The reason why it ain't gonna happen is because the people that support them need that money coming in.
Yeah.
And it ain't like that. The inner cities and the urban cities is gonna see that money. We ain't seen none of that cash. But guess what? The military and the shipyard and these banks or whatever that run Virginia, they gonna see that cash though. That's why it's called a Commonwealth state. The wealth ain't gonna go but so far. Hell, I'm surprised that HUD even got any money in Virginia. Because for the past 5 years, the people that work for Newport News Housing ain't got no damn raise recently. And it was only a 1% raise.
Does the military provide like a lot of jobs for the people that live in those towns or cities? Not military, but like military associated stuff.
If you have a lengthy military career in Virginia, you're more likely to get a decent job that other regular people will not have the opportunity to get. It'll help your resume some. It'll be, you got 10-year military experience and you're specializing you're hired. Yeah. But if you're just an old Joe Schmo that's coming out of college or coming out of trade school, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to get too far.
I just don't think like people be having like the resources like that out there. Like not the resources like financially, but the resources of the knowledge to do things. Because out here, like people just like do shit. Like it's crazy. Like we have a big
that's
exactly
art. What the problem is. It's community. A lack of resource and it's a lack of knowledge. The knowledge is very limited. Like out here. And if you're somebody that one thing I do see here in Virginia, it's a lot of people that can't get actual jobs and careers out in the field, and they're finding themselves doing online from home jobs. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Doing online, telecommunications and whatnot, working from home. Yeah. I'm starting to see a lot of people do that. Like me personally, I work 2 jobs basically. I drive taxis and I do contract security. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing security longer than I've been doing driving taxis. I've been driving taxis. Yeah, I've been driving taxis since March of last year. I did that just to have some extra money to the side, just in case things go haywire and I gotta get on my shit. But security is my main bread and butter. Depending on the event, depending on where I'm going, depends on how much the pay is and how long I'm gonna be there. Yeah. If there's the Coliseum and it's an event for the whole weekend, they may say, okay, for the whole weekend you're gonna get paid $1,500. Boom. So what they'll do is they'll pay me half up front, and then when I do the job, I'll get the other half afterwards. Yeah. If there's like, a concert, let's say, Chris Brown comes to the Norfolk Scope. He's gonna be here for Friday. You're gonna get paid $500 that night. Okay, cool. Show up, talk to the personnel, let them know the ground rules. Where I'm gonna be. Boom. Get my money up front. Make sure that Chris Brown or whoever is with his entourage is protected. I met rappers before, you know what I'm saying? I met R&B artists before. Honestly, they don't impress me. I'm not starstruck like that. If anything, I could see the soul being sucked out of their body. And it's sad. I look at these artists and it's sad. Because I know what they had to do to get to where they at.
Yeah. What I meant, like, how up here, do they have, like, small, like, communities and stuff out there? Say, like, artists or, like, people that do music or, like, you know what I mean? Is there, like, outlets and stuff for, like, you know what I mean? Different.
Not in my city. In Richmond, which is like an hour from where I live, they do. And in Richmond, they got a lot of ties to the artists that's from DC, like Wale and them, Shy Glizzy and all of them.
There was a brother that I knew. I think it was in Richmond. His shop was. He was one of my accounts. He had like, it was a black dude. It was a skate shop, and it was a pizza shop at the same time. It was like a pizza shop that sold skateboards. It was just like a crazy concept and stuff. But he stayed in a while. I don't know if he's still in business or not out there. But he's a black dude. I guess it's a college area or something out there too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a college. Yeah, the biggest college in Richmond is VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University. There's a lot of colleges in the Hampton Roads area where I'm at. But as far as the music scene, it's not as big out here as it was when Timberland was coming up, Missy Elliott, Clips, Pharrell.
London.
Yeah, that was the 757 anthem, man. But it ain't as big as it was no more. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? We had artists that come from here and they just went off and did their thing, like Timberland. Timberland, hooked up with Missy Elliott, the Dungeon Family, Outkast and them, CeeLo Green, Justin Timberlake from NSYNC. Timberland did it all. And he from Norfolk. You know what I'm saying? Clips, you know what I'm saying? Did their thing for a while. They split up, of course. Now Pusha T, he with Kanye West label. You know what I'm saying?
His brother became a preacher.
Yeah, his brother became a Christian rapper. Yeah, his name is No Malice now.
Yeah, my best friend, like one of my best friends growing up, he produced a lot of Mary J. Blige's first album.
Yeah,
there was a lot of people, stuff for like. There was a lot of kids out here. Like, I actually know 2 people and stuff that are, like, professional, like, musicians and stuff. And they do, like, tours. So, like, they'll go out with Jaheim or, say, Usher, Patti LaBelle, and stuff like that. And, like, they'll play keyboards or drums or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? For for the groups, all the arenas and all that stuff.
Right, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, it ain't too much. I mean,
Churches play a big part in that. Like a lot of these people, they learn how to play these instruments in churches, and then they take it from the church and go into like, you know what I mean, the industry with it.
Their skills in church. Yeah, that's where a lot of these R&B singers get their start, from singing in the choir. You know, Whitney Houston. I go on with Whitney Houston. So it's different people that got their starting off in the church choir.
What about for like business and stuff? Is there like areas and stuff that have like cheap rent and stuff like that for like storefronts?
Cheap rent for store? Yes and no. And the reason why I say yes and no is because you got to catch them in the right season, where they do have property that's going to be cheap as far as rent is concerned.
Do you have like rundown areas?
Do
you have like rundown areas? Like
rundown areas?
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
all over. All over, man. We got rundown areas, man. But those areas are being bought up quick by, like I said earlier, you know, in the broadcast. Those outside, you know, the areas that are run down,
and they're building on them now
by outside, you know, investors. Like from what I just damn near bought up all the downtown.
Yeah.
East End, Newport News.
Yeah, so, like out here, say like you got like chicks that like to do clothing, and it can be simple stuff, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they'll get paid like $600. They even have out here for artists, they're getting artist apartments that they only had to pay like $400 a month. And like they're like big like studio apartments, like huge, like high ceilings and everything. And they actually they would charge you rent according to like what your type of income you have. So like if you broke, like it's like
we got income.
No, it's nothing.
The majority of housing out here where I stay is income housing.
Yeah. But this was a special thing for people that were like artists. Like you could be any type of artist.
Okay.
So like you DJ, or you paint, or you're a sculptor, or you do clothing design. You're a photographer, videographer. You do websites and stuff like that. They will give you like cheap rent and stuff for like loss. And like you have like your own space and stuff like that to create and do all your stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of things like out here.
Yeah.
That they have. I was just wondering if they have in other places. Yeah, people get free job training and stuff. Like all you gotta do is like just walk in there, like, and like whatever is available, like, you know what I mean. You gotta sign up for whatever the thing starts and stuff. Like if you want to drive trucks or whatever, state pay for that.
Yeah, back when I was in high school, they did have free job training for the community.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if they stopped getting the funding for it. I think that's most likely what happened. But I don't know what happened, because when I was coming up, even in the high school I was going to, we was learning trades. We was getting free job training. You know, hell, I had a part-time job within 2 years of high school. When I was in high school, I had a part-time job as a sophomore based on the training I got in school, working at Hardee's. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know what happened with that, because now you got people out here that, you know, want to work, but every time they go put in the job application, they being told, "Oh, you don't have the required qualifications." You know, so now they got to spend money to go to trade school or go to college so they can meet the qualifications. And then even when they do get back, they still not promised the position. And I think it's kind of disheartening to go through all of that just for them to say, "Oh, well, you're not," so, well, we know you got the qualifications, but, you know, whatever excuse they're going to give you afterwards. Like I've seen people that got law degrees, right?
Yeah.
working as managers. See people with doctorates working at shoe stores.
Damn. Wow. Because I know down there, like the black colleges and stuff are deep.
State for you. And one thing I was talking to my More about is they finna shut this shit down in Virginia. I said, dude. Because why? Virginia is what? A military state. Virginia has what? The most military installations in the United States. So when you put those things together,
they got strict crime laws too. The crime laws are like really strict.
Yeah. So when you think about what's really going on, and you think about how close we are to the nation's capital as a state, Trump can say right now, I'm shutting all this shit down. Boom. People in Virginia will be the first ones to get hit. We're gonna be hurting the most because we're a Commonwealth state. And that's one thing that, I'm trying to let, especially people in our community know that, hey, a lot of the shit y'all doing out here in the streets, trapping, selling drugs, pimping, I got a yacht. I better tone down on that. You already give them the reason to gate your whole community off. When I mean by gate, I mean like actual fence and barbed wire.
They said that they did a military drill in like downtown LA or something like that.
Was it LA?
Something like that.
I didn't know if it was LA or not.
Like it's the middle of like in the middle of the night too.
Oh, they was doing mount training.
Let's see if I can find it.
It was doing that urban terrain training. Yeah. Anytime you see military in your area doing urban terrain training, just know they're priming you for something else.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm about to close it down and stuff. I'm tired.
Yeah, man.
Oh, boy. So, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we did a long one today. Shout out to our lovely moderator, Sister Amber.
Woo-woo. Shout out to all the tour nights. Can't forget that.
Yeah, because without them, we won't be here tonight.
What you said?
He said, shout out to all the tour nights. I said, yeah, because without them, we won't be here tonight.
This dude crazy, y'all.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Israelites who fear Yahweh, keeping the commandment.
No, sorry, I lied. Basil's getting that old Billy Willie.
Oh yeah.
You prefer Billy or Willie? Or William?
William.
William? All right. William. Yeah, William. All right, on. So, yeah, Basil getting that William. Killer dude don't know what he's talking. Say you don't know what you're talking about. Trump is great. Shout out, Basil. Yeah, I think. Oh, Billy Green came in strong. William. You gotta have receipts around here, bro. He made that claim. The niggas is on you. Those brothers is on you. Yup.
Shout out to
wait a minute.
All the Israelites worldwide who fear y'all, keeping the commandments and truth with love and sincerity. You know what? Fuck it. Shout out to Judah Nazareth, man, who balanced on his root chakras in the third degree in the temple faithfully.
Damn.
Shout out to Kadalawa, who won like the coward from Canaanites faithfully.
Oh, Basil. Democrats are Satan. They support illegal immigration. No wall, abortion, and poverty. One love. Said love Trump. 30 million illegals are taking resources from blacks. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier in the article I was reading.
Yeah, I love Trump too, man. I love the fact that Trump don't give a fuck. I love the fact that Trump ain't hiding his intentions from nobody. I love the fact that Trump knows he's a damn devil up. No cool Edomite with me. He's showing his true nature. I ain't mad at that.
Let me say one thing about One West Camp. They don't care what going on, long as it going bad. If it going bad, they glad, because that means almost time to get up out of here. That's the truth. I dare somebody call me a lie on that one, straight up.
I ain't gonna call you a lie. You right now.
That what happened to GMS. That what happened to GMS ass out here and shit. Out there celebrating 9/11. Like they crazy.
No matter what Trump got going on. And this is what I'm gonna tell you when I say what I say before I go. No matter what Trump got going on. The scripture says that the hearts of the king are in the hands of the Lord, and he turns it whichever way he pleases. So no matter how much power Trump think he got, no matter how much stuff that Trump think he doing, he's on the Most High's time. The Most High's in control of that. But he could tear him down. You have to understand. It's not that this man is not in power just by chance. You think your vote really matters? They don't give a damn about your vote. They're trying to work against the Most High. But the Most High is finna turn it around. All you got to do is remain steadfast and keep the commandments, man. That's all you got to do. Endure. Endure this thing, man. The Most High is finna show out for the nation of Israel. But y'all got to remain faithful. The hell with what Trump got going on.
Right, check out what Basil says. Basil says, God says not to be ashamed of your wealth and to put up your high walls. Jerusalem have a wall. Trump is God sent. Nothing evil at all. David's right hand mighty man was an Edomite. That is true. We backing him and God sent him. Basil said, I hate slaves. Democrats turn niggas into modern day slaves. Oh.
Hey, right. I don't know about, Trump being gone, but I do know Trump is being controlled by the Most High.
You're right, though. Jerusalem, hell, at all. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. We had a wall. I know one thing. It's something about to pop off. They be glad up. They be happy about it. Israelites be like, yes. 4,000 people or something. They're shucking in a cruise like liner or whatever you call those things, the big cruise boats. 4,000 people drown. They're like, the kingdom coming, brother. We get closer to the kingdom. We get closer to the kingdom, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just some of that stuff, man.
How many white people was on there?
I'm like, I'm like, yeah, man, we at the end of this thing, man. But Hashem Mashiach,
How many crackers? How many white people crackers was out there? Like 3,980 out of 4,000. They're like, yes, we almost to the kingdom. Wow.
Yeah, man. Don't hasten the day of the Lord, man. Scripture says, Amos 5, woe to them that desire the day of the Lord, or to what is
that shit, it ain't gonna be cool. It ain't gonna be nothing sweet.
Like, you could get the other nigga, man. Just remain steadfast and endure, man. That's all you got to focus on. The hell with Trump, the hell with the Democratic Party, the hell with the Republicans. The hell with the Illuminati, Freemasons, Illuminati 666. The hell with all that shit. Focus on salvation house. Focus on your people. You gotta focus on them. The hell with everything else. We gotta work on us. We in a bad spot. We the one killing up each other like it's going out of style. We the one that's selling poison to each other. We the ones that's making our women out to be whores. We the ones that's neglecting our children. And then want to act like they acting like monsters.
That's it.
You got to focus on us. Keep your eyes on what's important. The nation of Israel. Period. The hell with everything else. That's my take on all of this. Trump gonna do what Trump do. And if the Most High allow it, then oh well. That's how I look at that.
He'll be in jail soon enough. He'll be all right.
Oh, you think they're gonna impeach him and throw his ass in jail?
Yeah, yo, they taking him down like a mob boss.
If they throw him in jail, man, hey, I don't think he gonna make it out that courtroom. You talking about jail? You know how these cartoons like to predict stuff before it happened. I seen that Simpsons episode with Trump sitting there right in that casket.
Oh, Basil making some noise. He said the position is coming. The poison is coming in via Democrat policies. Homes are broken via Democrat policies. Oh, Basil. Yeah, man.
I think he's trying to get out the food stamps and state assistance.
He said they was trying to get some SNAP benefits. Trying to get that EBT card straight.
I think what he's talking about is food stamps and state assistance.
Oh.
Trump ain't going to jail. Stop watching fake news. William, he say he watches fake news. Say you watching fake news.
Yeah, he says I watch CNN. I watch all, but he doesn't understand. I watch all news outlets. I don't just watch one.
What Bezos forget to understand is that Trump is trying to do what everybody's benefits. That's why he talking about giving niggas food boxes and shit. He trying to cut EBT off completely. Giving niggas the food box, that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Just picture Jake. Just picture somebody who may be in the truth as an Israelite and they got food stamps, right? Trump tell you, I'm about to cut your shit and get you a food box. You don't know what type of abominations they nigga.
Yeah.
You look in the box, nigga.
It can be all white people stuff too. It can be all white people stuff.
Yeah, you know, nigga, you gotta roll a ham. Sardines, potted meat.
Yeah, it's a cream of wheat.
Nigga ain't got no vegetables. Nigga got all abominations and processed meat.
Oh.
They treat your ass like you in Nazi Germany, dude. Giving niggas that fucked up processed shit.
They can bring that cheese back and shit. They can bring that cheese back,
bro.
They get a big brick of cheese every month and shit.
Oh, the government cheese?
Yup, you get a big ass brick of cheese. You get a big ass brick of ham.
Good.
Yup. Yeah, nigga.
Get a slice of cheese and a slice of bread, they can call it a day.
They were like, they eat ham and cheese sandwiches every day, nigga.
Make it you cheese with an iron in the back of the living room and shit.
Yup. You can have it cold or you can toast it, nigga. Like straight up. You can have it cold or you can toast it.
Yeah, he said, what about this?
What happened?
But I don't see how welfare could destroy that though. That makes no sense. See, that makes no sense to me.
Welfare is a double-edged knife. It's easy to cut yourself. It's easy for you to use it for a while, and then when you get ahead, you can get off of it, and you could also become too dependent on it and just be stuck on it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you could get free money every month, why would you get a job? Why would you go to work?
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. But my point is that how are you going to sit there and blame the government for that? You can't blame the government for that because the government is trying to give the people need. You know what I mean? Like you can't take it. You can't take it away.
And I tell brothers this all the time. It may sound harsh. If you let a check replace your ass, then you deserve not to have your family, nigga. And that's how I feel about it. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't take care of my woman and my kids. Fuck that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
I mean, if you really want to break it down, if you're not going by the Bible, then you shouldn't be having sex outside of marriage anyway. So if you didn't have, you want to have an illegitimate child.
I'm talking about how, these relationships get fucked up based on a paycheck. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's set up in a way where it's like, okay, they tell the black woman, hey, yo, you can get free money for your kids, child support, all that. All you got to do is kick that nigga out the house.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That's like what I was saying before. How they make it easy
but
for
the
us.
woman wouldn't be in that situation if she just kept her legs closed until marriage.
True that. True that.
You know what I mean? Even though people make mistakes. Like with you, no one perfect. You know what I mean? So,
but a lot of things can be avoided. I see you went with that.
Yeah,
a lot of those things could be avoided. So you're right, yeah. But Trump trying to replace niggas' food stamps with food boxes. Dog. I know niggas in the truth that get food stamps gonna be mad as hell. Like, oh yeah, nigga. I know Trump. He gonna give me some lamb meat, nigga. This is ham. The fuck?
Right? They had the big ass box dropped on their porch.
Yeah.
They be like, that nigga getting the box, nigga.
Hell, but I'm gonna eat none of that shit.
I better get in the box. So?
Hey yo, Jake gonna be at camp overtime. Mad as hell. He said, you motherfucking Edomite sent me a goddamn swine box. Can't wait till you go into slavery. That's right.
Yeah, food box. God damn.
I know it ain't. Listen, I ain't trying to laugh. I know it ain't funny. It's a real serious situation, but dog. Listen. Again. If you unrepentant and you're not about that life, the Most High will make your enemies crack a whip on you. I keep saying that. Just read Leviticus, the 26th chapter. If you refuse to hearken to the Most High and keep His commandments, and you want to be stiff-necked and rebellious, the Most High says what? I'm going to punish you 7 times. That's why we went nowhere. That's simple. Get shot by the police. That solves that problem right then and there. Oh, you don't want to keep the commandments? Okay. You're going to jail with double life plus death row. Oh, you still ain't listening? Okay. Your woman go hate you and your son go get faggot. Oh, you still don't want to keep the commandments? Okay, nigga. Well, we got something for that. All types of ailments, high blood pressure, AIDS, diabetes, leukemia, polio.
Well, they got the cure for AIDS.
Yeah, they ain't give it to our black ass though.
Shit, if you got the money for it.
Oh, Basil said Trump ended food stamps for illegals.
You said what?
Trump ended food stamps for illegals.
Oh, he did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
They shouldn't get them.
Orderly.
They're here illegally, like, you know what I mean? Shit. That's what it is.
No, they should. No, they should get them.
No, they shouldn't.
They're fleeing their country because of us.
That's their problem. Don't bring their ass over here, motherfucker. We got our shit here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
They stay the fuck over there. What the fuck they trying to come here for any goddamn?
I'm saying the United States.
Shit fucked up. You see, I'm staying right here.
The United States.
Yeah, so what?
We flipped that country upside down.
They don't live here.
Where they gonna go? We flipped it upside down.
Well, shit, it's to rebuild that motherfucker then. Do something. Shit.
Let me come to your house, tear your whole house down, and then tell you that, oh no, you can't come live with me.
Wouldn't that usually how it would happen anyway?
I understand something, man. The shit that's going on right now, with the United States shaking up as well and everything, you gotta understand something. A lot of them countries made an agreement with America that they don't no longer want to honor.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that America is innocent in the situation. No. That's the game that America plays. Yeah. It's a real shiesty game that they play with the other nations.
They're like, well, fuck it, nigga, you agreed to it. Shit. What you want us to do?
To come from Honduras. The Venezuela, that's something totally different.
Right. Well, I mean,
that's part of being an ally. You want to be an ally, you got to give up certain things.
Yeah.
And if you fall off on your end, they don't care. You still owe. You still owe.
That's why United States ain't mess with Colombia. Colombia keep the goods running. Oh, America leave Colombia alone forever. Just keep coming with the drug money. Just keep coming up with the good old drugs.
Damn, it's like, fuck Latin America. I said, come correct and don't come at all. Damn.
All right, yeah, doing, y'all, man. Shalom. Most High bless, keep y'all. Nice to talk to you, William Grit. Hope this ain't the last time. I'll talk to y'all later, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. You too.
About to close it up. Yeah. Yeah, William Grit. Shit. Made your appearance up on here. Yeah. Be glad to have you on here again. Yeah, you stir shit up. As soon as you got up on this motherfucker, I was like, well, hot damn.
Good time, man. I liked it. It was good.
Yeah? All right, right on. You gotta get Basil up on here and shit. I know you and Basil will go at it. Basil talking big shit up in the chat. You eat up.
Yeah, I see.
This nigga got like 100 comments. Shout out to Basil. This nigga like, damn. There's only these settlers in the 13 colonies. There was only 33,000 settlers in the 13 colonies. Damn. That's not a lot. Add to the white man. My grandfather jumps up, get knocked right the fuck out. Took us to the cookout. So dirty bastard. It is so mad. The white man. Oh, man.
Yo, ODB pulled up to collect his welfare check in a limo.
Uh-huh. Black man.
You seen that?
Yeah, that was a long time ago. You got to see the one where he's doing the interview and he's saying what the government is after him. He said, what, you going to give this tape to the government?
Wait, that was the same interview that he started peeing?
Huh? I don't know.
That was the same interview that he started peeing?
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't think that was it, though. Yeah, I don't think that was it. But yeah, about to close this thing up. Thanks to everybody who's tuning in. Thanks for the likes, dislikes. Please share and subscribe. Thank you, Amber, for moderating. Sorry I kept you up on here. If you fell asleep on me, it's all right. In the end,
sold to the white man, grandfather. That's it. That's my shit, killer. Black Republicans, radicals, established 1901. American to the bone. Black Republican radical. You are related to Edom. Do not despise him. Yep. All right, gonna get this music. Head on out of here.
All right, man.
Yep. Hold on, we're gonna roll up out of here. Chris Harris working hard. Probably get another presentation by him tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon and stuff. So, whoever can tune in. Tired. I almost fell asleep on y'all asses. All right. So we can go out with "This Land's Raised" by Josh.
Yeah. Shoot. Without JN, I'm nothing. So I guess nothing is coming after JN. Nothing. And J is in, you dig? All praise to Yah. Yah. He is a God. Burst these bubbles. Never was your beat. Cats be catch up brains, viewing the slain. Acid rain cult leaders who do vids about they features. Preachers who profess no preacher. Bleach report, y'all be conjuring demons, thinking you curse. Bubble burst, the Torah night hearse. Damn blasphemy with the crew of Bati. Just meditate and see. Sheep with nine spinning in their brain. Hypnotized dead, Brittany and K fed. What kind of man says men fantasize about him? Oh, what an outing. Down low brothers with baby shouting. Mind control puppets when they Satan handler. They loosely be a Springfield chandelier. Campers beware, when wolves are out. They think they got you with crying and pout. Drought in their brains like the desert of Sinai. Jeet Kune style, I don't do it, the ledge just fly. Seismic activity collapse your beach. Pagodas and wooden structures discovered underneath. Think about Tsunami Jimmy, pluck the strings, you label infinity. Disseminate judgment like icicles. The mind open up too late for tear trickle.
Tour nights anymore. At this juncture, I really don't care.
Visual proof of your leader's folly. You playing more games than Molly. It's a rocky road, waking up from abuse. Yet you can't change those who want to remain aloof. Even chant Baffy in they bid to distract me. Laughing in the heavens.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Brother Chief Priest Alazar Ben Lawyer, a.k.a. the Gorilla Hebrew, and back in California on the West Coast after a beautiful and wonderful summit through the Spirit and Power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai and fellowship with brothers from all over the country. Man, powerful time, very powerful time. Pleasure was really the time of my life, greatest time I've had in my 25 years here in hell, damn near 26 now. So, beautiful time, man. And I'm excited to hit the ground running back here on the West Coast and continue in the diligent work that the Spirit has been on us to do. One second, I'm just posting this link on Facebook so everybody can see what time it is.
Damn.
I'm not really even sure.
Yeah,
tour nights anymore. At this
man,
juncture, I really don't care.
powerful time we in through the Spirit and Power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the Most High is working, man, working for real. But what I want to address is something because I know Tahar from Great Millstone, he's talking his nonsense and got his cronies, his groupies, GMS groupies talking they nonsense as well, and that's all right. That's gonna happen. But we just gonna deal with accordingly through the Spirit and Power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and cut their evil tongues, man. All right, because I'm just gonna come straight. What Tahar is doing is evil. What Great Millstone is doing is evil and adverse to the Most High Yahweh. I'll be honest with you, okay? And take this from somebody who used to be up in them ranks. It's evil, all right? He taught us to hate all these men. These men who I was in the midst of, and I embraced, and I built with, and was in the spirit with, and taught on the streets with, and all that. This past weekend, I was taught by this disgruntled, grudge-holding, envious, bitter nigga to Har.
All of it hasn't been good.
I was taught by that man to hate all of these brothers, who were nothing but brothers to myself and Captain Tazama, who came with me, and everybody I seen, brothers. But we were taught to hate these men because of a bitter group of grumpy old niggas on some dusty couch. And that's what it was.
I'm gonna stop teaching Israelites. And,
all right. And yes, like I'd already previously stated on the Where You At Tahar video,
it's getting worse and worse.
We did, Captain Tazama and myself, we did have all intents to go to 34th and 7th and meet you in the flesh. You, Aram Lab Gabar, everybody in the flesh. We were looking forward to it the whole trip. But the Most High had it to where that just didn't happen. And there's a reason why. All right. There's a divine reason why Yahweh didn't intend for that to go down. All right. So whatever that reason is, I'm fine with it. Let thy will be done, meaning Yahweh's will be done at the end of the day. That's what people are having a hard time and trouble with right now. Yahweh's will. Our people, as Stephen said in the book of Acts when he was cursing them Pharisees out, you have always resisted the Holy Spirit. And that's evil. All right. Our people resist that. Satanic. But we wanted to go up there, but we didn't. It is what it is.